You go, girl.
Soon as you step into the, I feel like you're letting me read your mind. I'm your bride. Oh, this love was crafted before the beginning of time. I've always been yours. I've always been. Who you are, what I do. It's all about you. Who you are, what I do. It's all about love for you. Who you are, what I do. About love for you. It's all about love for you. You and me, we were meant to be together like the earth and the sea. We can live, and I can feel the hand on my heart. See, we will never be apart. And I hear you say, it's all about love. Oh, it's all about love for you. Yeah. It's all about love. Who you are, what I do. It's all about love for you. Nobody loves me like you do. Nobody loves me like no one. Nobody loves me like you. Nobody loves me like no one.
Good evening. Give it up, y'all. That was Megan Rice music. Hey, Megan, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Thank you so much for blessing the show tonight.
Yeah.
What's your single called?
It's called Love for You.
It is a beauty. You sound amazing. Don't you all agree?
Yeah.
Yes. It's some love in the room tonight, y'all. Thank you so much. How can people reach you? How can people find your music?
Yes, people can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Megan Rice Music.
Megan is family to me, and I am so thrilled that she has blessed us with her voice and her talent. I'm so glad you're here for our episode. This is the show 95, and we are talking about Spellhouse Love, Hotter Than July. One of my favorites. That the Spellhouse Love is hot. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Megan, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Please stay tuned. She will be performing again later on in the episode. Good look. So I want to start with my couple on the end, the Swans. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yolanda Swan, class of 98, Spelman College.
Yeah. Speaking to the mic, talking to the mic.
Oh, Yolanda Swan, class of 98 of Spelman College.
Kevin Swan, class of 90-ish. Morehouse College.
Zero Morehouse. Keep going.
Manisha Taylor, class of 1990.
Charles Taylor,
Morehouse College class of 90.
But everybody loved the movie. Everybody loved the fact that they went to Spelman and Morehouse.
Yeah.
You all know, just like I did, watching the Cosby Show, shows like a different world.
Yeah.
It really put Spelman and Morehouse and Hillman College and the whole AUC on the map.
Yeah.
I'm not. You guys can tell me. My ex-husband went to Morehouse, but I didn't go to Morehouse. My dad went to Morehouse, but I didn't go to Morehouse necessarily looking for my husband, or that was kind of my thing. Sometimes things just happen, and you meet people.
Worked out well.
She's beautiful. Beautiful. But I think a lot of people celebrate covertly or overtly the Spellhouse love. So what is it about Spellhouse love that makes it so hot?
The experience.
Ooh.
It is. You think about your freshman year. Think about the freshman year and how they had us separated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they had us separated through all that whole time.
Right.
And then we go through heck night, for lack of more words. Back then, I don't know what it's like now. But then at that point, we're free now. And then we start meeting each other and so that's the start of that experience that just keeps growing and growing. I'm sorry, I don't want to take too much.
No, that's good.
All right, Lena's got the next question.
When did you meet?
So the question is, when did you meet? Jean, can we start with you?
Sure. Juan and I actually remember this very, very differently, which is not a surprise at all. We met my sophomore year, his freshman year, at an honors program tea, and he argues with me up and down and says, no, we met months later at a birthday party off campus.
But it was
we don't
tea.
even remember. We have no idea.
It was tea. It wasn't like Long Island or anything like that.
You over here spilling the tea. Anybody else? Where did you all meet?
Okay, we met in church. Well,
Yes. We did.
Spelman and Morehouse would meet at Friendship Baptist Church for the oratorical contest, and he was representing Morehouse, and my girl Crystal, shout out to Crystal Garland, was representing Spelman. And I had never seen him before, and I was intrigued, to say the least. A lot of us went up to him afterward and introduced ourselves, but you said...
You're the only one I remembered.
That's right.
You should share the show just based on that.
And then we didn't see each other until that was what, August, September?
That was September.
And so then we didn't see each other again until
So the alphas were crossing. Yes.
One more step toward
the light.
And we were reintroduced, and he looked at me. He goes, "Monica?" I said, "Yes." And he said, I've been looking for you.
It is hot up in here. Maybe go get some water. The rest of you, where'd you meet?
So we officially met my freshman year, his sophomore year. We were both singing in New Life Inspirational Gospel Choir, which was a joint choir between Morehouse and Spelman. But we just knew each other, but we didn't really become friends until my senior year. I moved next door to him in my off-campus apartment.
Which was? Where were you?
Embarcadero.
Oh, okay.
In College Park. And he actually ignored me and didn't talk to me. So he watched us struggle moving all my stuff in. And then he didn't speak to me until something went wrong in his car and he needed a ride or he needed help.
We're not going to take the whole
But the rest is history. They were literally next door neighbors.
Yes, they were. And that's actually when I met you guys, which is awesome. Monisha, Chuck.
So
why are you tell the real version? Sit this one out.
So we met our sophomore year.
Oh, now you say sophomore year.
That's when it was.
You're not gonna say freshman year?
No, because it was sophomore year. So
we met freshman year at a King Chapel choir party, end of the year party, and he actually took my picture and then doesn't remember taking the picture.
Phone, girl. Check his phone.
really, yeah.
Okay.
Something about these choir parties and neighbors. Watch who you live with, watch who you sing with, honey.
Right. So
And-
we really met sophomore year. We actually, it was a King Chapel event. We were actually at Emory. We went bowling. A bunch of us went bowling that night. She was with her friend who's I sang in the choir with. And I just remembered there was something different about her. That was it was one of those take your breath away moments.
That's right.
Yeah. So it was like that. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And the King.
I can still see that.
The King.
Yeah, I really want you to have this one, darling. Tell your version.
I will tell the truth. So the truth, always a debate. So Jason and I are 2 years apart, but we both came to Chicago in 2005 at the same time for grad school. And we stayed in the same graduate dorm downtown. And that day I happened to have on a Spelman t-shirt. He had on a Morehouse t-shirt. And I just remember going to the elevators. Next thing I know, Jason and his group of friends were right behind me. And I had to speak first because the typical Morehouse man, he just waited for me to speak. And he was kind of standoffish. So I introduced myself. And from there, that was it.
And the real version is, after all of this transpired, she reached out to me on Facebook, which was new to me because I did not have Facebook in college. So she reached out to me on Facebook after doing her research.
I had to do
on
research.
You gotta
and,
study.
and suggested that we get together and hang out. So that's how we met.
And hang y'all did.
Yes, we did.
So tell me this. You ready for the next question? Okay, go ahead.
When did you know he or she was the one?
Getting real deep.
Real deep.
Say it, girl.
Juan and I were good friends for since graduating from school, and we became best friends. And it just dawned on me, sadly, about 20 years later, that he had always been in my life. He was actually
Very good.
Watch out. Wishing we were in the side.
We wish you were here. They are a class of 2000, classmates of mine, very, very good friends of mine. Derek on the show with me last week when I was in DC, and they're like my brother about a Spellhouse woman. These are the questions for the men, clearly, because we know the answer. What is so special about a Spellhouse woman?
I won't say it's not your way or the highway.
Anniversary, but I think it's you talking about your relationship, and you talked about that at the gala, at the Hyatt, and talking about how you guys have been together forever and have known each other forever and have really built a life together, which I think is something that is so special.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So I appreciate you guys all for being here, but especially you two for being here and sharing your story. So what advice do you all have? And we can start with you guys if you'd like, when it comes to lasting love. So many of you guys have been married and your friends have gotten married, gotten divorced, gotten remarried, maybe got divorced again.
I say, this is Daria. I think friendship is really, really important. And so Curtis and I began as friends, even though he liked me.
I love it. I love it.
Or, when I'm not talking to him and we sending each other to separate rooms to time out, then I'm like, oh, but I forgot to tell him. And, so I think our relationship first was just founded on how closely we connected as besties.
I think that's important.
Yeah, that is.
I think accepting your spouse, want them to be, but I really think that love is acceptance and acceptance is love. And that was a huge lesson for me as a wife. Yeah.
I would throw in, my father taught me to make sure she was happy every day of our lives. And I hope I'm doing a good job.
Yes, you
Okay.
are.
But that's one thing that always make sure she's happy. And I always tell my sons, when mommy's happy, hey, whole house is good. Don't let mommy get mad. But they're still learning that. So
Yeah.
Every day.
every day.
Next question.
Why did you choose Spelman?
Because she's listening. She needs to know. Ladies, why did you choose the best HBCU?
That's why it was the best HBCU.
Why?
So initially, I discovered Morehouse College in third grade. I was infatuated with MLK, and I wanted to go to where MLK went. So for about 3-4 years, I said I was going to Morehouse College without realizing Morehouse was an all-male college. And someone educated me and said, well, you can go across the street to Spelman. I did my research, and from like 7th grade, I said, I'm going to Spelman, and that's what happened. I didn't want to go anywhere else. I applied to many places. Other places gave me money. Spelman didn't give me a dime.
That's right.
But I wanted to go to Spelman, and I would not trade that experience in for anything. Because Spelman is the best.
Yeah. Anybody else, ladies?
I'll go. So for me, Spelman was, I actually decided right before senior year. I went to Atlanta to look at different schools. And while I was there, my mom was like, well, let's go see Spelman. I actually didn't even have Spelman on my list.
Get up.
And I didn't. I did not. And so I went to there, and I was just so impressed with these young ladies who were just so smart and just so nice and so friendly and so welcoming. And I was just like, okay, I want to go here. That was it for me. I was sold.
I went to Spelman sight unseen. I did not want to go to Spelman. I wanted to go to Hampton, and I got the Women in Science and Engineering Scholarship. I was from Hampton, but we had moved to Florida. And anyway, it's a long story. So I wanted to go back to be near my grandparents. And so long story short was I got the most money from Spelman. And my daddy said, you going to Spelman? It was the best choice ever in life for me. It was very similar. I got there, and and you didn't have to compete on just being who God created you to be.
Right.
And so it was
Exactly.
it was just the most wonderful experience I think I've had. Well, one of the top experiences I've had.
Being at Spelman, I visited. My cousin went to Spelman before I did. I have a whole history of family going there. My dad went to Morehouse. My mom went to Fisk. My mom was like, go to Spelman. But I visited my senior year. I visited Howard and I visited Spelman, and I found people to be so welcoming.
Yes.
I stayed with my cousin in LLC 1, and people were like, can I help you bring your bag? Like, she was like, I'm gonna go get my car, like, you wait here. And people were like, can I help you? And I was like, everybody's just so nice. Look at everybody's helping with their bags and stuff. And it was homecoming, so I felt like people were just out in the streets anyway. But to have so many people be welcoming and to say hello, and just that same Midwest kindness that I found to be embedded in Southern hospitality made the difference for me. And that's what sold me on it. My cousin was friends with Kevin, and that's how we met. And she told Kevin, like, look out for Dana. And that's how we became friends. And ever since then, we've been riding hard. That's how I met Yolanda, and it's just moved on from there. So I appreciate Spelman for all of those things and just all of those connections. For the men?
Why did you choose Morehouse?
Before we get to that question, let's click over. Uh-oh. Hello?
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 Hey, can you hear us?
We can't. Is that Dana?
This is.
Big
It is Dana. Woo! Not at all. Not at all. How are you?
We're good. How y'all doing?
We're good. And Dana, Big Dane, being Dana. How are you all?
We're good.
Where are y'all?
Right. Where are you all?
Where in the world?
We're home in Atlanta.
Fantastic. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for joining us. Absolutely. One of the questions that the panel has been answering is, how did y'all meet? Where did y'all meet?
Oh, yeah, you go ahead. we sort of met in school. We were in school, Morehouse and Spelman, respectively.
True.
Yeah.
The Christian version.
Funny.
Yeah, Morehouse and Spelman, respectively, at the same time, and kind of knew of each other, but not really. We ended up working, years later at the same church, St. Paul AME, here in Atlanta, and kind of started working together at that point. And from there, we started working on a project, and after some time, and not that much time, kind of realized that there was some energy there, and once we were working for some time, we kind of
Can I just say this?
Tell us the truth, Ray.
I saw one of these questions on here. I'm sorry, he messed up. I saw a question on here that says, "What do you love about your Morehouse man?" I'm gonna tell you, I love how to be so politically correct.
Tell them, Avery. Tell them, girl.
And my family, I know all my family is on here, right? So, but brothers, y'all really know how to just be, because that ain't how we met. I was married, Dana was married. It's the truth.
It's true. It's true. Let's talk about homecoming for.
Yeah, we'll have to have prayer after this. Right?
Amen.
It's a testament. It's a real testament to when you don't listen the first time, and neither one of us listened the first time, and then we had to figure out how to get to each other.
Yes.
Out of all of that. And that's the real stuff that, at some point we'll really start talking about it. But I know my husband even sat back, because I'm sitting up near the phone. He just sat back, crossed his legs.
Hey, we got you, Dan. Yep.
Plug your ears, baby, because not everybody listened the first time. No, I understand. I understand. Absolutely. We haven't grown folks talk. But we had just finished, and the ladies, Avery, if you'd like to answer the question before we turn to the men, is why did you choose Spelman?
You know what? First of all, and it's a shame, we were all watching the Cosby Show, and
Yes.
I knew I needed to go to an HBCU, and the number one HBCU was Spelman College.
That's right. Still is.
That's it. That's it.
I'll drink quick.
That's right. There's a whole lot of thirsty brothers up in here. That's Sahara.
You know what? Can I just tell you this little point? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So when we were in school, because we're the oldest people here, so 1988 to 92, we are. Don't laugh, but seriously.
Avery, that's Monica. This is Otis.
But when we were there, they would actually, the cast from A Different World would come so they could be immersed in the culture and to see how we really talked, how we really, interfaced and acted in the cafeteria and on the strip, which wasn't the strip then, but and so it was really their way of coming to learn about how you do it, and so it was pretty accurate. I think they captured it in a good way. Yeah,
It's a different world.
Yes.
Than where you come from.
It's the truth. I felt it through the television, y'all.
Yeah, me too. For real. Absolutely.
Even the where they would eat, the cafeteria.
Yeah.
It felt like Lower Manly. It felt
Yes.
like Lower Manly.
Yes, like
Very much so.
I went looking for that place.
Very,
I got to campus and I was looking for that place.
Right.
very much so. Very much so.
That's right. That's so true.
So, brothers, why did you choose Morehouse?
I'll go. My parents sat me down and I watched the Morehouse PBS video on VHS.
Okay.
And so that was kind of my first exposure.
In 1867,
That's right.
Morehouse College was born.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Yeah, the West End people, yeah.
I knew a bunch of brothers who had gone down there before me, who I kind of grew up with. So, kind of had a ready-made network, and I'm originally from Minneapolis and wanted to see something different. So Atlanta was a good place to do that, and Morehouse was an excellent choice.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Anybody else?
Wow. For me, I had applied to several different colleges, Hampton, Howard. But I remember at 15, my great aunt told me, she's like, "You're going to be a Morehouse man." I was like, "Really? Oh, okay." So I did end up applying to Morehouse, and as the application started coming back and the acceptance letter started coming back, Morehouse was like late.
Yeah.
So I remember telling my mother, I was like, "Hey, look, if this thing isn't here in 7 days, I'm probably going to Howard." So on the
7th day.
Yeah. On the 7th day, Morehouse acceptance letter came. Yeah. So that I made my decision, and it was really solidified Spirit Night. And I'm sure Mr. Swan can attest to that.
Spirit Night was powerful.
We met each other down at PSS.
Yes.
Prospective student seminar.
Prospective student seminar.
PSS.
They had us at the Crown. What was it?
Crown Forum.
Crown Forum. No, where we stayed at the hotel.
Crown Plaza.
Oh, you was Crown Plaza.
Crown Plaza. Yeah, they had us. The old one, not the new one. The old one.
So the first day of orientation, I remember Jason Clark. Welcome
To Morehouse.
Wait a minute, y'all.
That is too funny.
Clark.
Jason Clark.
Yes. I remember Jason.
Lord have mercy. Y'all know I knew the chaplain because I was at King Chapel all the time, right?
King Chapel Choir for life.
For life, Kevin. For life. I'm gonna just say this, y'all. It's unfair that all of y'all are together. Now let's listen here. Now when we come to town, we got to do this for real while we're there.
I would love to.
Kind of way.
I'd be happy to air.
When you coming back,
Denise?
Anytime y'all come back.
She's coming back to Trinity. She's supposed to. Supposed to be coming back to Trinity.
Absolutely. At any time you all want to get together for an impromptu set, because I'm doing my first one. I'll announce it later. But we're doing my first impromptu set on Sunday. It's a show off the day, but I'll tell you more about it as we close this episode out. But I'd be happy to host it. And we can all get on the mic and talk about it because it's very exciting when we all get together.
Oh, it is.
Very, very, very much exciting. Lena Beans,
This is brilliant.
my future Spellmanite. Third generation. Go ahead.
What's your favorite thing about your school?
I'll jump in on this one. I have to say the sisterhood.
Amen.
Anywhere you go, even with my raggedy phone case that has Spellman on the back, somebody will notice it and we'll talk for a little bit and we'll just have all these connections. My bridesmaids went to Spellman. Anytime I see someone with a Morehouse shirt, that's how I met my husband.
Bond. That's what I was trying to explain to people. There's an instant bond. And it doesn't always have to be romantic. It's what Spellhouse love is what makes it special. But just and when my last week's show was in DC and I had an issue with my location and a friend of mine connected me with somebody and the brother who owned the shop at National Harbor went to Morehouse and his wife went to Clark and they were instantly like, what can we do to help? How can we help you? You all said yes. And we know all y'all were like, oh, Lord, I got all these plans. I'm out here living my best hot girl summer, in my best life. But you guys all said yes. And there is a bond with me. I don't think it's this little cute face, but it's the sisterhood and the brotherhood that makes people just say yes. What can I do? I'm going to be there. I'm traveling Africa and all the world and living my best life. But we're going to be here for you. And we're going to order our shirt. We're going to upgrade our medium. Our medium. And we're going to be here because we got you. And so that's it's one of the things I agree with you, Lauren. It's one of the things I love about Spelman and Morehouse.
And to add to that, I think it's the experience and the sisterhood and the brotherhood after your 4 years of college. It's a lifetime. And that's why I think that's the key difference with the Spellhouse connection. It's a lifetime connection.
I wear this shirt to work sometimes. And I like walking down Michigan Avenue.
Do you really?
Oh, I do. Oh yeah, that's a completely different story. Walking down Michigan Avenue. Man, you went to Morehouse? Yeah, okay. I was class of, you name the class. And then we'll literally be standing on Michigan Avenue having that conversation.
Right.
Hey, oh yeah, you remember when? So yeah, the experience. I will always
rice and gravy.
Rice and gravy. or chicken 5 times a week. Start off fried, end off baked.
Speaking of chicken, I don't know about
Rest in peace to Steve.
But our son is going to be third generation, so he'll start in a couple of weeks, and he'll do
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, Elijah Moss, third generation. Thank you.
I love it.
He's on.
Can we add to that? Our baby, I love our Spelman and Morehouse, but Morehouse was so late sending the baby his acceptance letter. I think they sent it to him yesterday. At any rate, he did get it. He's not going to be going, but our baby was accepted too. So, yeah.
All right.
I wish he were going. Sisters, why did the guys get like super quiet when I said that Morehouse was so late?
Because we went there. We know it.
No argument.
Chuck almost didn't get his.
We're working on that. We are working on that.
Man, congratulations. That's awesome.
It's awesome. We love it. You know, one of the things that we are here to celebrate is the kickoff of the Homecoming Challenge. The Homecoming Challenge is a Go Back, Give Back campaign that was started in 2017 with a Morehouse alum and a Spelman alum. And we talked about giving back to students when you're on campus. I'm here with one of the board members, Jason Keene. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Dana.
Fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Homecoming Challenge and how you participate this year?
So as you said, it's a Go Back, Give Back campaign. So it's very simple when you're on campus, especially during homecoming season, but it doesn't have to be during homecoming season.
That's right.
You simply go to your freshman dorm and you knock on the door. And if somebody's there, you bless them with a little bit of cash and some words of wisdom, but most important, it's about connecting with that student. So, getting their email address, getting their Instagram, checking up on them, saying, hey, how was your first semester? Those types of things, because, just think back when you were in school and you had no money and you were hungry, how nice it would have been for an alum to come and, drop a little $20 on you so you could have a decent homecoming. So again, it's all about going back, giving back, and it's a way to connect back with your school and support a current student.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Lena, you want to ask the next question?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
What's your favorite part about home?
Oh, can I say?
Yeah.
My favorite part is being able to go to do this and walk into the room and say, do you know what I did in this?
That's exactly right. I think
all the way out. I'm looking forward to that.
I think it's so true is being able to connect, because that's one of the things that we put in there is the ability to connect on a very tangible level. I was on that left side, like the left side of HH3, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So like that was me. And my girls actually found my name. They were like, "Were you Dana Brown? Like, did you tag your name?" You know how them Chi-Town goals. And what I wanted people to understand is that alums, we tend to underestimate our dopeness. You don't recognize how amazing you are to a freshman student. We are very hard on ourselves. Like, I haven't done this. I haven't done that. I haven't become this. I haven't done that yet. But to a freshman student, you are Awesome.
You got out.
You got out.
That's right.
You graduated.
Made it out.
You
Made it out, you
graduated.
survived.
And so to just pop up on a student, what you would spend in coffee in a week can make somebody's whole year. And just bridging those gaps. Campus hunger is a thing nowadays.
It's real.
1 in 2 students, 50% of college students suffer from food insecurity, which means they don't know where their food is coming from at some point during the semester. It's not always immediate. It's not always apparent. People tend to run out of money and food near the end of the semester. And what happens then? Finals. And so you got kids preparing for finals and not knowing where all of their meals are coming from. So this is just a great way to connect people. You understand, sometimes the bridge between staying in school and the things that can take us out of the game, right? You miss a computer, you need a computer for class, you're getting a failing grade, you lose your scholarship, you come out for the whole year. And just being able to bridge some of those gaps, hearing stories of people who participate in the Homecoming Challenge and being able to fulfill those gaps, making connections, having connections with professors on campus, alumni, just all kinds of things have come out of the Homecoming Challenge. So we just encourage you to go back. Our website is www.homecomingchallenge.com for more information. But all it is really is just whenever you go back to campus, recruiting, homecoming, turn up, whatever, swinging by your freshman dorm and just saying, hey, I used to be here. I used to live here. This is who I am. And this is what I'm doing now. You will blow their mind. And it's just amazing the things that have happened and that can happen. How could
the front door actually locks?
Yeah. That's right. He said the door locks.
That's deep.
And if people aren't there, you can always slip a note under the door. We can encourage you to bring envelopes just in case. You can slip it under the door. Some of these millennials are not always appreciative, which is fine, right? You just be a blessing and you just keep it moving.
Find any student.
Find any student.
Yeah, if you can't get to your dorm room, because my dorm room has been converted to classrooms now.
Packard is no longer.
I just had to find a
What dorm
student.
was that?
Whitehall, first floor is ROTC.
Really?
Yeah.
ROTC classrooms now.
So it's about pouring into any student. The idea is about pouring in. It's not necessarily about your room. I mean, we'd like that, but if that doesn't happen, if that's not feasible, you can't get in. It's about pouring into any student. Just taking a moment to just say, hey, I see you. I believe in you. I'm rooting for you. And here's a little something for endless ramen noodles for the end of the year.
There you go.
So how could you have benefited from the Homecoming Challenge?
I'll tell that story. So I will definitely testify that freshman year I was living on ramen noodles. I have a little hot water, water pitcher thing. I don't even know what it was. You plug it in, you put some boiled water in there, and you have the ramen noodles.
That was it. Everybody
We snuck it in though. I was in LSC 1. We had a kitchen. LSC 1 had in air conditioning. 200.
I was 215.
215.
Neighbors.
Yep.
Air conditioning privilege.
Yeah, I know.
Do y'all remember? You said who could have benefited. I remember. Was it First Union? Whatever the bank was in West End. Was it First Union? It wasn't Wachovia.
It wasn't Wachovia. Wachovia money.
Nation's Bank. Nation.
Eventually became Wachovia. Bought it out.
Bank of
Whatever it was, y'all. I remember you could get out $5.
You could.
Yeah, that's right.
$5.
$5.
Yeah.
I was so grateful for them $5.
Because when that account balance was $6.
That's right. Go to West End, boy.
$5.
Just make sure you get there before 4 o'clock before it closes.
Right. That's right.
Well, we certainly think that the Homecoming Challenge is something worthwhile. And I appreciate you all joining me and Jason and Chris Evans, who couldn't be here tonight, who is a part of the Homecoming Challenge board, in our kickoff episode. This is our kickoff episode of the Homecoming Challenge for the 2019 season. And we thought it just most appropriate because Chris and Jason and I went to Morehouse and Spelman.
What's up, Chris?
Chris isn't on the phone. What up, Chris? We love Chris is watching. He's sharing the show. But we just appreciate you all for joining us. Happy and True is a Spelman design company that does T-shirts. They designed this T-shirt, the Spell House T-shirt. And so we just appreciate our sponsors. Avery, how can people reach you?
Oh, you Avery Sunshine anywhere.com, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that.
We love you. You're on tour right now. Where are you headed to next?
We are headed to, where is it? Detroit. We're going to be in Detroit.
Detroit.
And we're working on, the reason we convened you guys, we're working on the album too.
We love it. Right. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Yes.
Praise God. Glory to God.
There she goes. We love you. We support you.
The older we get, sometimes you get used to this is a sidebar real quick. You start working, we start traveling, and we forget. For us, we forgot. Oh, we got to do another album.
Yes.
We never stop touring, so we've got to find time to tour, to do an album, and to send kids off to college. So we wish we could be there with you guys. So
well,
at any rate, that's what we're doing now.
We appreciate you taking time out of your tour to join us on the show.
We love
you.
Coming to Chicago, Avery.
Thank you.
I love y'all.
Thank you so much.
I love you.
We will work it out the next time you come. We will make it happen. That will be awesome.
I told you, I have a place to stay.
Yeah. But we appreciate all of our Spell House families, people from Spelman, people from Morehouse, people from Spell House for joining us. This movement started with Spelman and Morehouse, and we are trying to grow this. We've been talking to other schools. We've got other shows coming up this season. We're super excited about all that we're doing. The Homecoming Challenge is now a nonprofit, so we can accept donations, 501c3 donations, because we want to grow this. And it came from Scott this season. We're very excited about what we're doing. Homecomingchallenge.com, averysunshine.com, happyandtrue.com, socialmvp.com, and all of our other sponsors who have supported us in what we're doing. The Homecoming Challenge is episode 3 on Dana B and Dana on television. Dana B and Dana is also on Naperville Community Television. NC, check us out. Jason's on there. Did you see yourself on TV?
I did.
Yes. I did. You look fabulous. It's amazing. But we had a great time promoting the Homecoming Challenge, just getting the word out in Naperville, y'all. The message out about what we're doing and what we're all about. So please check us out. Please share the show. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And we would not go any further without Megan Rice Music taking us out. So we just want to thank Megan. She sounds beautiful, and she's got a song about Jesus.
Come on, Jesus.
So yeah, hello. So thank you all so much for tuning in.
Soon as you step into the room, yeah, I feel like you're letting me read your mind. I'm your bride and you're my groom. Oh, this love was crafted before the beginning of time. I've always been, yeah. I've always been, yeah. I've always been on your mind. And I hear you say, oh, you are what I do. It's all about love for you. Oh, you are what I do. It's all about love for you. Oh, you are what I do. It's all about love for you. Oh, you are what I do. It's all about love for you. It's all about love for you. You and me, we were meant to be together like that. earth and the sea. We complement each other. You've left your words on my lips, and I can feel your hand on my heart. See, we will never be apart. And I hear you say, who you are, what you do. It's all about love. It's all about love for you. It's all about love. Who you are, what I do. It's all about love for you. Nobody loves me like you do. Nobody loves me like you. Nobody loves me like you. Nobody loves me like no one.
Music. Woo! Homecoming challenge. Happy and true. Avery Sunshine. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This has been an amazing show. I do not promise to be an expert, nor do I have all the answers. Just Dana being Dana. See you all next week. Good night. All right. Woo! Good job.